is official. You are an Amazon best-selling author. And
So do I call myself author or co-author?
you are an author.
Gotcha.
You are an author.
Great.
That's an affirmation whether I am an author. You've been an author. Stop it.
I am an author.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I am. So now that the book is out, tell our listeners, viewers, this chapter. What inspired you to say, you know what, I'm gonna share my story in this chapter. It's about time.
Yes, it's been a long time. The title of the book enticed me.
Mm,
You can overcome anything when you refuse to give up. And there are two instances that I address in the book. I didn't give up on something that took me 3 years to do, and I didn't give up on myself, something that took 37 years to do in order for me to be able to write this chapter. My chapter title is From Pain to Purpose. And as a result of that pain, as a young child, I was able to develop strategies, and I eventually developed a method in order for me to use on a daily basis and to share with others how you can move from pain to purpose.
I love that. And the story, one of the things I mentioned to you, most people refuse. Like you can refuse not to give up, but a lot of us, I think, we refuse to share our story, regardless of how old, right? You see how long it took you in terms of to say, oh my,
Right.
like I've,
Half of my life, 37 years, 72 and three quarters, half of my life in
yeah.
6 months, in a few months.
And now you're telling it, it's out. And I always tell people, part of you sharing your story, it is beyond you, right? There are so many others who are living in silence, suffering in silence, being in pain, still in pain and silence as an adult for things that happen in our past and being controlled by our past.
Oh, yes. You cannot believe how many people I've shared that story with, and they've called me and spilled their guts. So I
Mhm.
know that it's going to make a difference because for those few people that have read it already or familiar with it already, it has made a difference already.
Yeah.
So that's the if it's worth changing one person's life, it was worth people knowing what my struggles have been throughout mine.
Life. I mean, and you're still young, right? And I'm saying still
Of
young
course.
because I know you're like, I am not an elder. Don't you dare call me.
Yes.
you know,
I'll take some elder benefits every now and then,
elder
but
benefits. Yes.
I got a lot of life left in
Yes,
me.
a lot. And I think that's the inspiration in terms of still have the next chapter, right? So a lot of time people think like, I'm too old for this, I'm too young for that. It's like it's too something, right? It's always too something. And to reach a point where you living your life, there are so many lessons, as you mentioned, that you've learned, you're still learning, you're still
Hmm.
becoming. Sometimes people say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you still
Still figuring it out.
right? What are you looking forward to? I mean, now that you have many books out, so this is your
Right.
most recent publication, but you've been publishing books. Did you always want to be an author?
No, never wanted to be an author. But initially, the first book that I wrote or co wrote, What Is It About Me You Can't Teach? I had an attitude about the results we were getting with children.
Hmm.
So I was a full time consultant, and I went out and I provided professional development for districts throughout the United States. In fact, 48 out of 50 states and abroad. And what I did was so effective that the person I was working for or the company I was working for said, we need to put this in a book. No, I'd rather go out and present, put it in a book. No, I want to present, put it in a book. So eventually it became a book. And now it is in its third edition, being as effective as it was during the first edition. So that was my push into publishing.
Oh.
I can write very well when I'm, is pissed a bad word? When I'm pissed off. So the challenge has been get me pumped up enough
That's
in
something.
order to, and somebody got to do something different. Here's some strategies that's going to work in order for us to get the job done. And then I get it out of my system and I'm back to doing the consulting and all that other kind of stuff. So no, writing was never my cup of tea. I did a dissertation because it was required to get the PhD.
And now This is the book, and I'm hoping this is not the last, because sometimes people think there's a book, just like you know, when we're writing the dissertation, you think this is the masterpiece, and people spend so much time, but there's always the next and the next, and there's so much more lesson to share with others. And so I'm hoping there's a next book that you, all right. I know this one just, you literally just birthed this one. You're like, okay, you know, talking
Yeah.
about the next one. But there are so many ideas, and I know there are so many people whose books or whose drafts are still somewhere collecting dust, and they're not putting it out there. And so I am grateful that you are, you know, one of the few. As much as we have a lot of books out, there are so many more who are unpublished, where people are just waiting, they're editing, something is waiting, we're tweaking. What would you say to those people that, you know, it is time for this book to see the light of day? It's just time.
Oh my goodness. I have a niece that is the best, that went from transitioning from meat to vegetarian, and she shows pictures of her food on Facebook. I told her she needs to turn it into a book, but no, it has to be, I guess, perfect. But we're not perfect, we're human. So I'm encouraging anybody that goes out to share their story that they do that, because there's somebody that needs to hear your story. And if you just carry it around yourself, I think that's pretty selfish. And I'd been selfish for a long time. And now that I've shared it, it's made a difference. So
Yeah,
go out there and make a difference for somebody.
and share it. I
You
love
already know the story. Just have it written down or record it
I
and
agree.
have it transcribed.
Yeah. And
It's your story.
share it with more people like you're doing. And so more people are gonna be hearing reading and hopefully listening. I don't know if there's gonna be an audio version. I'm encouraging to share all the
Mm,
versions with people. I know there's an ebook, there is a paperback, there might be an audio, and for you to read. And then you know, in another episode we might read an excerpt where you read a little bit and share
okay.
a little pieces of that. One of the things people are gonna see the moment they start reading your chapter, I'm teasing them, that advice you got from a family member.
My favorite uncle.
What is that advice?
Oh, my favorite uncle, Jeff Curry Jr., was asked, rest in peace, was asked, Unc, what do you do for your longevity? And he's one of those people that used to be called an old cat. And he has a little laugh in his voice. And he said, well, when you wake up, you get up. Don't just lay there. Get up and do something. So my goal is for people to get up and at least get up with a purpose. And he has had that message in my head for some years. And sometimes I just try to lay there and play like, oh, I'm not going to serve my purpose today, you know. But I hear his voice in my head, and I get up regularly, early enough to do my walk and get on my merry way, and have a purpose fulfilled during that day.
Every day.
Every day.
Including today. I think you're walking for both of us, for two. I think we should do a series called Walk and Talk. Walk and Talk
I,
with Dr. Renee and Dr. Marie. I do the
well,
talk walking.
that company was great this morning, so it sounds like a winner to me.
Do it again. So you do all
Yes,
the walking for the two of us, and
I
we
will
just
do it.
talk. We'll just do it on the phone. That might be the podcast or the next episode where we talking. What are we talking about today? I'll figure it
Mm-hmm.
out, and you just keep walking your miles and your
Yep,
steps. Right? You do
I'll do it.
minimum 10K per day, 10K plus most days, I would say. And to me, it's very inspiring because everyone, you know, like there's another organization encouraging Black women to walk for their health,
Mm-hmm.
for their well-being, for you know, for justice. And it's such an amazing, powerful, it's a global movement where you just
Right.
your sister and go walk.
Black Girls Walk, I think, is the name of it.
Girl Trek. That could be a
Girl Trek. Thank you,
question.
thank you, thank you. Sorry about that.
Yes. And it's an amazing organization, right? And so it sounds so easy, right? Just go and walk and
Put one foot in front of the other.
you do it rain or shine. I don't know if it's the uncle's voice that's in you or you just like just get up and go. And no matter what's going on, you still fit it in, right? So whether you do it all at once in the morning, you do it twice, if you were somewhere that there was a day that shocked me where you were traveling and you came back. I think it was already dark and you still drop your stuff, park the car, and you're like, I'm gonna go get my steps. I'm like, what?
I didn't even dropped my stuff, I got out of the car and went straight to the street, did not go in the house, or else I knew it was going to be all over but the shouting. That was my ride to North Carolina.
I could not even believe you had the energy. First of all, you started out so early driving. Then you had a
Mm-hmm.
whole day of activities and even and then drive back and then still have the energy to say, I am walking. And so that's a powerful habit. When did that start in terms of the walking, the day? I mean, that's a beautiful habit to have. As we, you are aging well. I mean, I hope that's what it means to grow in a healthy way, to have
Yes.
vitality. Like, how did you start that habit?
Well, initially that was my stress reliever. So I could start walking and I'd get out of my head. Sometimes, in fact, I get lost because I'm just walking, 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 walking. And before you know it, where am I? Wasn't I supposed to take a right? And I've done that, got lost for 3,000 steps or so. In fact, the funniest example, I have to tell you this. I was in a 5K and they didn't give us maps, but they told us directions. So there were several people that, I walk with regularly, and they followed me. They had to call the people to come and pick them up because we had no clue where we were. I found my way back, but there is an ongoing joke. She will never follow me even across the street in any more 5Ks. So um, I enjoy walking. It gets me out of my head. It gets me less stressed. And then I just start making it a habit of doing it on a regular basis. But I've never said that I'm going to do 12,000 steps a day. I've done it before, but I've never said I do it every day. And that's where I am now.
That's what you are, and beyond, beyond, okay,
Yes, and beyond.
beyond, and
Mm-hmm.
the sweet spot is really 7K. 10K became the thing, but really, and
Okay.
again, no matter what you do, you beyond. 10K is
Okay.
beyond, but seven
Okay.
is really that. Especially when you've been doing it so consistently, you can do the
Mm-hmm.
extra, but there's no extra coming with the extra. But of course,
Right.
we live in a country where, believe me, even if somebody did 1K, I'll be excited for them in terms of we moving,
Right.
getting a body going. And so that's a powerful thing at any age. At any age, for people to get moving and truly, get healthy along the way. And
Mm-hmm.
like you said, that's a beautiful way to distress. That's part of self-care, your well-being. You clear your
Mm-hmm.
mind, especially in the days we're living in. It's a way to truly connect with nature, which I know you do all the time, with the rain, with the sun, with the whatever.
Ah, yes, that's the best part because you see there are things out there that we cannot create, but we can enjoy them
It's beautiful. And you see that every single day. And so I would love for our
every day.
audience to say
Sunrise,
sunset, rain. Like today, you got your hair washed naturally.
yes,
So that was beautiful.
yes.
And you welcome them all.
That was the pre-washing. So the rain got it started real good.
And you finish the rest, which is really beautiful. And so I know people are excited to get the book. The
Mm,
book, when we get it from you, it's going to be signed, which makes it
correct.
extra special. So, how do we get our own copy and even send that to friends? We were like, you need to get your own copy. How do we get the copy from you?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. The link is going to be shared below. I'm going to need you to send me your mailing address as a direct message or a call or a text so I can sign the book specifically for you. I have arthritis in this finger from signing so many books. I don't just go scribble, scribble, scribble. I say, Dr. Marie, this book is for you, or whatever it is I know about you in order to make it a personal note. So those personal notes will go after I receive after you complete the link, and then we'll just do it that way and keep them moving. Make certain that you share it with a friend or a family member, anyone that you know that has been stuck at some point, regardless the length of time. This book is going to help them become unstuck because they'll have a method that'll help them get there and a process to use from pain to purpose.
I love that. And also, there are so many organizations, schools, as an educator. I'm still going to call you an educator.
I
Um,
am.
you are a consultant. Those schools, those organizations, those companies, executive and leaders who are watching you and fellow educators as well, wherever in the community, how they can take advantage of your program and what you're teaching people of all ages to tap and work with you to be able to bring that in the classroom, in the community. Through, I see it as all the grades wherever you at, as a
Mhm.
special workshop. And I think we live in a time where sometimes we're like, what are we gonna do? We're still saying what's going on with everything around us, and you have a way to help us make sense of what's going,
Absolutely.
make
Say
sense of
the
ourselves and so many other things. So what would you say to those people who are just like, you don't have to wonder anymore? How can they work with you?
Oh, that's the easiest part of all the questions you've asked today.
This is the one.
With the experience that I have from pain to purpose and the experience that I have from a substitute teacher to a superintendent and the writings that I've done, I've combined those together to develop a 21-day challenge as one example. I'm always open to come to talk to schools or school districts or organizations in an effort to help us get to know ourselves better so we can advocate for others. And the advocation is us fulfilling our purpose. Everybody has one, but you have to find out what it is. And we can use the 5 P's process in order for you to determine that and to move forward.
I love that. And so I encourage everyone, invite Dr. Renee, connect with you on social media. Where can we find you on social media, by the way?
Oh my goodness, that's pretty painless. Facebook, I'm Eleanor Renee Rodriguez, and Instagram, I'm Eleanor Renee Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. And so you are everywhere. And eventually we're going to be on more platform, which is, we already have a podcast we talked about. You're like, I didn't even know there's a podcast in the works. We have a podcast. Walk and talk.
Thank you.
Walk
There
and
you
talk.
go. There you go.
That's what's happening. So,
I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be easy because I'm already doing the part
oh,
that I
we're
love,
doing
and then
it
I get to
every
do the part
day.
that I can share.
Yes. I just have to wake up early, which is an adjustment to me. Thanks to you and Karen, the voice of health and wellness. Now I'm waking up earlier than ever in my whole life. So we can spend that time together and start our morning ritual, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. As a
When you
community.
wake up,
I know.
what do? You get up.
And we start walking. We start
There
walking.
you go.
So
There you go.
I love that. So you an inspiration, and I'm looking forward to
Thank you so
sharing
much.
the whole book, your chapter, and you continuing to share your story with others and to
I'm
connect
looking forward to it.
on social media. And then hopefully you going on tour. I can dream for you. We're going on tour.
Oh,
So
looking forward to going back. I am looking forward to going back.
and this is global. So whoever's watching, whether you're watching this in the US or elsewhere, you're like, I'm available. I will come, bring the book,
Some places I've been there already. I'm looking forward to coming back. Mm-hmm.
come back. So thank you, Dr. Renee, for being on our show today. And I
Thank you, Dr. Marie.
to